Yo, 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 how's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode 25. That's got like a number. That's like not diamond, but you know how there's different numbers for anniversary? Like
We're a quarter of the way there.
A quarter of the way there. I know like diamond's 50, I think platinum 75, but I know 25 is silver. I think 25 is silver. So this is our silver episode of Helium 10, Ask Me Anything. My name is Bradley Sutton, and to my left is
Matt Benton. Good afternoon.
Welcome, welcome. Abe likes the hat. You don't remember last week's hat was this.
What's up, Abe?
You don't like this one, Abe? Boy, this is backwards. All right. So we got a Helium 10 hat on today. And Badra says, do you have a link for the webinar? It's right here. You're on it right now. Badra, welcome. Mary Lily, welcome, welcome. Guys, we have some really cool stuff to go over today. Now, before I get into it, there's some names I don't recognize here who may be first-time viewers. So for all those who are brand new, don't know anything about Helium 10, Matt, give them the rundown.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're new, first of all, welcome. One place you can go to submit your questions, you're on the Helium 10 Ask Me Anything, helium10.com/questions. Again, for those of you who are new, what is Helium 10, right? Helium 10 is an all-in-one tool suite for Amazon sellers, the most reliable, most accurate, and best value suite of tools. We've got over 20 tools now, and as always, more coming soon. The team is constantly working on building more tools and recommendations that came from you. We've got everything from product research to keyword research to listing optimization, competitor spying, giveaway units to rank to page 1, hijacker alerts, keyword tracking, profits, our new financial analytics tool, a refund tool and refund genie, and everything in between. So make sure you download the Helium 10 Chrome extension. Go to helium10.com/extension, and you can start using the tools in there. X-Ray is by far my favorite tool in the extension, and it allows you to X-ray an Amazon search results page to see how much your competitors are making, or to evaluate how you want to get into a market. So that's kind of the rundown, Bradley.
Cool. We're only going to go maybe half hour, 45 minutes today, but make sure to stay to the end. Why do they need to stay to the end, Matt? What am I going to give them?
Special discount code.
Special discount code coming for you guys. So that'll be later. Make sure to stay until the end, whether you're watching on the replay or whether you're watching live. So I'm going to do 2 quick demos. If you guys, those of you who were on last Thursday, I had announced that there was a new UI, new user interface and a name for our 5K checker, which is now index checker. And there was one last feature of that wasn't live yet that I had said, hey, once it does go live, I'm going to show it to you guys. So I'm going to show that. But in the meantime, the thing that I had said that I was going to do is show you how to compare ASINs. I've done it a couple times before, but this time, instead of doing it on collagen peptides, what I want you guys to do while I'm talking about the other tool is I want you to give me a search term, but make it good. Don't make it so unique that it would never be, ever like a brown small brush for shoes. I mean, don't make it crazy like that. Do something interesting like so either a supplement, vitamin C supplements or eye serum or something that's kind of, common, that will be easy. That will have a lot of results. So start typing those. I'm not going to look at it right now, but start typing those right now while I talk about 5K checker or index checker, excuse me. And then Matt and I will pick a good one that you guys have. So let me talk about index checker. So let me put it here. And again, if you're tuning in for the first time, when we say index, something is indexed or not, Matt, what are we referring to?
Just the simple fact that Amazon recognizes your keywords in the listing.
Okay. So the last time I had done this search to show you guys how there are certain terms or there are certain products that they don't have the word anywhere in their listing. However, it's showing up in the organic. And I know there's one brand who always comes up. I'm going to look. I think it's, here, this brand. Where did it go? Right here, Burns. All right. So if we go, we're going to take this ASIN. All right. This, as you can see, this is not, guys, this is not an PPC. This is not a sponsored ad. This is an organic result. This is showing up on page 3 for a search for this term lipozine. So you might be like, maybe lipozine is your brand. And you're like, how in the world is Burns coming up, do they have lipazine in their listing, or are they indexed for it? Do they have it in their back end? Whatever. So what I could do is I could actually go to the page, right? And I'm going to copy or not copy. I just go right here and I'm just going to Control F if you have a PC and type in lipazine. All right. So it says here, it's there. And all the results is not part of the listing. Like it's completely skipped over. Like, well, wow, this is pretty pathetic listing right here. They don't even have bullet points. Disc B. I don't know what happened to this guy's listing, but he doesn't even have it. And his description says Disc B. So obviously this is not, he doesn't have the word lipazine in your listing. So you're wondering, why is he showing up organically? So watch what you can do, guys. I'm going to go and copy this ASIN and put it to index checker right here. All right. Now I really want to see if he's also indexed on the storefront. All right. So I'm going to go click on his, I don't know what you call it, not username, but seller storefront. All right. And you're looking for the thing that says seller equals. So I'm going to double click right there. I'm going to copy his seller listing or his seller ID and go right here and put that here. And I'm just going to put the word lipazine because that's what we're doing. Now, I know he would be indexed for his brand name, I would assume, or his name of his product. So I'm going to put that. And then give me a word, Matt, that absolutely there's no way he would ever have in his listing.
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree. Let's do it. All right. So now I'm going to go check keywords. Let's see what we got here. All right. Remember, guys, for those of you just joining us, everybody right now is typing out a common search phrase, preferably something with like at least 50,000 exact phrase search, but it doesn't have to be. I just don't want anything super weird. All right, so here we go. Now with the new index checker, we show you all of the things that we are checking. All right, so let's look at this. Christmas tree, traditional index, no. Field ASIN index, no. I'm going to talk about what each of these mean in a little bit, guys. Storefront index, no. That makes sense. All right, so cumulative, that means is he indexed? Yes or no? Before, remember, guys, we had not changed anything with index checker to 5K checker. The only thing is now we're opening this up. Oh, before you would only see this, the yes or the no, but now we're giving you why it's yes or no. All right. So obviously Christmas tree is none is listening. The answer is no. Burns, that's his title. That's in his title. Traditional index, yes. Field ASIN index, yes. Storefront index, yes. Cumulative, yes. So now the question is here, he's not in the traditional index. Well, what is the traditional index? Well, this is what I couldn't show you guys last week. Now, if you mouse over, you can see that there's a link here. Now watch what happens when I hit this. This shows you what we used to call the traditional index, or people have different names, but where you type in the ASIN and then the keyword, right? And then if you're indexed for it in the traditional index, it'll come up. So nothing comes up here. Interesting. Okay, so this is why here it says no. Now field ASIN index, this is a different way that we're able to check, and I'm going to show you what this means. I said it says one result for health and household here. So one result, that means yes, it's indexed. It actually came up for the word lipazine with this special index check. The last one, storefront. So if we go to his storefront, is he indexed? We click on it, and this is his storefront, Liminitrix, and I put lipazine, and nothing comes up. That means he's not indexed in the storefront. As a comparison, watch what happens when I hit Burns. And if you go in his storefront and hit Burns, look, this one comes up right here. So that means he is indexed in his storefront. All right. So when you see something that's not indexed in storefront, not in traditional index and field ASIN index, almost guaranteed, at least I've tried this maybe 500 times, and that means it's on the PPC index. That means there is, this individual has sold this item under a PPC somehow. Maybe he did a broad phrase, search match, and for lipazine or for a different word and then Amazon added lipazine, later, maybe he converted. So like, oh, okay, you're relevant for this search phrase. Even though it's not in your listing, people have the tendency to purchase your product if they're doing a lipazine search. And so that's why he's organically showing up now, is because he's on this, what we call PPC index or sponsored index, however advertising index, whatever you want to call it. So real quick, is there any questions right now about the different ways? We had some of this the last time, and finally now I can actually show you guys what the URLs are. But is there anybody who has questions about how to use this? Now, the other thing is, when would you use this? So when would you, as you can see, this is optional. You don't have to enter the seller ID. So this always doesn't come up. If I did this is what happens. If I didn't put a seller ID, it still would work, but it wouldn't, it's not checking the storefront ID. All right. most of you guys are only interested in, hey, am I coming up in any of the organic searches or the traditional index? All right. When you would use storefront index is maybe a competitor is ranking for your keyword and you want to see, does he have it in the back end keywords, or not? Because if it comes up in storefront index, that means most likely he's got it in the back end of his thing. And you could probably go ahead and report him to Amazon and say, hey, why is this seller putting my brand name in the back end of his listing? Or maybe you're about to do a launch and you want to do a storefront URL. Maybe you're doing a Facebook giveaway, whatever the case may be. The only way a storefront URL works is if your item comes up in a storefront search. So that's the other reason why you would do this. So most of the time, you're not going to need this. That's why we made it optional so that you're not having to put in the seller ID every time. Usually, you just care about this, or maybe you just say, hey, am I indexed or not? If none of them are indexed, it'll say no. Otherwise, it'll say yes. So that Terry has a question on it. Wait, let me see here. So you're saying that the field index you can't control. Not really, but if you're indexed traditionally, almost always you're gonna be indexed on the field ASIN index. So technically you don't have a word in your listing, and like Christmas tree, like he's not indexed for Christmas tree. Possibly if I put if I had access to that guy's listing and I put Christmas tree in the bullet points or something, he'll probably get on the field ASIN index and the traditional index. Now, if you're asking, can you get on the PPC only index without being on traditional, without being in storefront? No, you cannot force that. I think you could before, where you maybe send an exact phrase search match, but somebody let me know if you've been able to force yourself onto the PPC index. But me, I have not been able to in my test by doing an exact phrase on this. The only way that you can get on it is if Amazon sends traffic to that keyword. So the only way you can do that is like, what would you say? How would you get Amazon to put you on a keyword search? It would have to be like auto campaign, right? And then they pick it. Or what's it? Not exact, but what are the two? Do you know what the two are? The other two kinds of campaigns that they could do? Broad and phrase. Broad and phrase. If you do broad or phrase, technically, right? Like I could have put diet pills for women, and then maybe if that was a phrase, then maybe lipazine diet pills for women or something they could throw it at, and then all of a sudden you got a sale. Well, then maybe lipazine will get, I don't know, I haven't tested that far, but I know you cannot do it. You cannot force it, on a or exact, I said manual, exact phrase search match.
I think one thing we said on a previous show is that you couldn't force it with an exact match, exact campaign, but if Amazon so chose, like on a broad match or a phrase, to show you indexing for that term, that in that case it could work. So you can't force it with exact phrase match, but if Amazon chooses to do so with any of the other campaign types,
exactly,
then you're in luck.
So Terry has a question here. If your storefront doesn't index, what do you recommend to do? Well, most likely you've got to check why. Sometimes it's easy to see. Like, first of all, if the word's not in your listing, you're not going to index on the storefront. But maybe it's in your backend search terms, and maybe you've gone over 250 bytes. Well, I've heard in cases like that, it's going to de-index you for everything that's in your backend. So it might be something easy. Maybe it's a word that Amazon doesn't want you to index for, whether it's a brand name, or maybe you're doing that somewhere else. So you're being, Amazon says, hey, you're putting this brand name in your thing, so I'm not going to index you for any of this stuff. Or it could be a word like that has to do with drug paraphernalia or something. Like, I think some words that have to do with CBD are actually not permitted. Like cannabis, I don't think cannabis you're allowed to index for. There's different things like that. So there's a number of reasons why you might not be indexed. But at the end of the day, if you're sure you've done all the checks, just open up a case to Amazon. You say, hey guys, this is right in my listing, but why won't it come up? If I search for it, and they'll help you to know why. So thank you for that, Terry. Ted says, is field ASIN index really PPC index? Not necessarily. This is just a kind of URL that we discover, will expose if you're on that or not. But the only time it means that you're probably on the PPC index is if this is yes and the other two are no. All right. This person is indexed for burns for everything, but that doesn't mean that he's 100% on the PPC index. He might have never run anything on the PPC index. But if these two are checked, then most likely this one is going to be checked. So the only time it means PPC index is if this is the only one checked and the other two are not. So thank you for that question, Ted. Sean says, so PPC allowed them to get ranked organically on a keyword. Yes. And I actually confirmed that with Amazon. I opened up a case, a long case, and finally I got through to somebody who admitted that, yes, that's how that can happen. And I don't know about this one. It was a different product I did this, but I'm just curious. I doubt this person is doing any kind of PPC right now, but let me see if I run a reverse on this. Oops, I did the wrong one. That's organic results. Let me do sponsored results. I don't think he's running any PPC. How would you run PPC on something that has like, yeah. So he's not running any PPC right now, but I remember on one of his products, I ran this and lipazine did come up, meaning that it had shown up in the last few days. So obviously something happened to his listing. That's why it's so blank. So he's probably not running any PPC right now.
So for those of you wondering what the heck did Bradley just do, he just opened up Cerebro, which is our reverse ASIN tool, and ran a reverse ASIN search with that keyword, and use the drop down to go to sponsored results. He did that really, really fast, but that's what he did.
Yep. All right. So Sean, who was that? Sean? Thank you very much, Sean. Dan says, have you ever encountered Amazon not allowing a PPC campaign because a product is ineligible, even though the competing products all have sponsored campaigns? Yeah, sometimes things get grandfathered in. Like one time I was helping a diet company do something and they wouldn't let us do headline ads. They said, you cannot do diet pills and headline search ads. That's ineligible. And I'm like, when people search even our brand, there's all these competitors that come up. You know, what's going on? They're like, oh, well, we're slowly going to phase that out and take away that. But yes, sometimes that can happen and it's not fair. But what you said, Dan, is completely accurate. Let's see. Bebe says, it's not showing in my Helium 10 the index explanation. Do I need to right click or left click? That's a good question. Let me see.
Hover over.
Right. Hover over. Don't click at all. Left click, right click. That sounds like a song or something, like a rap song. Traditional index, field, ASIN index, storefront index. As you can see, you mouse over, and then if you actually want to see what it is, Bebe, you just have to actually click this and it takes you to that link. Okay. Thank you for that question. All right, now this is getting ridiculous. We have a husband and wife in the same house right now on different computers having a conversation on our live stream. This is like their only quality time, maybe, of the day. So we're glad to bring marriages together here on AMAs. You know, not just AMA ama. That's actually Spanish for love, to love, right? You know, so okay, we're multitasking. Ask me anything here. All right, so that's all. I'm going to shut it off for this for now, and I want to go to Cerebro now, and let's go back and let's look, Matt, at what people have said, and let me know if you see anything that.
Yeah, I did. I actually stole one from earlier. It was a Christmas-related keyword. I think Christmas lights is a solid one.
All right, that's interesting. Cobweb duster. I'm just curious what kind of search volume that has.
I feel like that'd be one of those keywords that not a lot of folks that you wouldn't think would be a great keyword, but it could have a ton of search volume.
I would assume less than 1,000. That's just my assumption. Did I misspell it?
We need to be.
Yeah. Oh, cowweb. Well, look, there's a lot of things related to cowwebs. We might have just discovered a niche. Cowwebs. Oh, I was wrong. Wow, Matt was right. I was wrong. 3,000. Okay. We'll keep that in mind. But I want something a little bit more if possible. Letterboard from Renee. What in the world is this?
Chin strap.
Oh, chin. I thought I was reading that wrong. I was like, Chris strap for a CPAP. I know what that is. So it's chin strap for a CPAP, but I don't think that's going to have many.
Blue cushion. No.
Blue cushion. That's a little bit too broad. Abe's. Ooh, that might be a good one. Dog probiotics. Wall shelves. Christmas lights is a good one. All right. What do you think? Christmas lights, dog probiotics, or cobweb duster?
It was up to me. I'd pick Sean's Christmas lights, but go with whatever you want on this one because you're running the demo.
I'm going to go with cobweb duster.
All right.
I'm going to go because Sean, that was the first one. And that just has me, I'm just like flabbergasted here that has 3,000 search results. So cobweb duster is the winner. Let's look it up here. Let's go to Amazon and look up cobweb duster. Interesting. Okay. And just to make Sean happy, let's go ahead and pull up Christmas lights. Christmas lights. All right. Everybody still with us here? Yes. Okay. Yeah, let us know, guys. Last week we went off the air for whatever reason, so make sure to let us know if we do. All right, Christmas lights. Oh, whoa. That's pretty extravagant.
Definitely not white background.
Okay, guys, first of all, let me just say something. We're not going to do Christmas lights, but this is a perfect example, guys, of why you would want to use, let me get her thing off here, why you would want to use ASIN grabber, all right? If I were to go on Christmas lights right after Christmas or right leading up to Christmas, this thing would be completely different. Obviously, hardly anybody yet, which is kind of surprising, it's October already, is buying Christmas lights because you would never have something like this come up organically on the first page. That means this is not, this search term is not being hit that hard. So like, let's say it's December and you're too late to make Christmas lights, but you're like, next year, man, I want to do Christmas lights. Well, what I would do is at that time, I would run ASIN grabber. And what ASIN grabber is going to do is it's going to pull up the top, what is it, 50 or 100? I think it's 100, right? Might be 100.
I was going to say 50, but the search bar is loading, so it might be close.
Yeah, I think it might be 100. It's going to pull up the top 100 so that you know which ones were the top sellers. Because like right now, if I'm like, oh, I'm going to launch some Christmas lights. Oh, this is going to be the most, this is number 5 on page 1. So I'm going to order 10,000 new women sleeveless vintage Halloween Christmas prom swing. I mean, you're going to lose all your money. Because the reason why this is on page 1 is probably because not many people are even searching this term right now. So a lot of people are like, what even is ASIN grabber good for? That's what it's good for. You take a snapshot of the top sellers at a certain time for the seasonal products. So then the next year leading up to it, you're preparing for Christmas or Prime Day or whatever it is. Now you have a list of what is selling good at that time. So actually, thank you very much, Sean, for putting that. So let's go back now to Cobweb Duster. All right. The moral of this story is I'm going to make a new cobweb duster, and I have a product. You know, these are okay. Here, this is a good one. Long duster. Yeah. All right. So my product is one of these long cobweb duster. Like maybe I have some tall. This is going to be for customers who have tall ceilings. They need to reach the hard to reach places. All right. So I want to know what is the most relevant terms. I want the 5 top terms that I need to be on page 1 for, that I need to put in my listing title, everything because I need to make my listing. All right. So the thing that we have to do is we have to look for products that are similar to that one. So if it's like a small one like this, would you try and find, Matt, search terms from this? And if my product was like this?
No.
Why not?
They're clearly different. One is, I don't know what the search terms would be different, but those are clearly different products. One has a long stem, the other one is short, probably used for different things.
So like to me, like that's not even my competitor. Like if this is me, if somebody is going on Amazon and searching for whatever they're going to search for to get to my product, they probably have it in mind. So if I have a 10-foot tall ceiling and I need a cobweb thing, I don't care if this is page 1, position 1. I don't care if it's $3. None of that matters. I am never going to buy this because that does me no good. I am in the market for this. So you want to laser focus your keywords, not based on the whole of page 1, but who your top selling competitors are. So this is what I can do in 3 minutes to do what might take you hours to do otherwise, or not even, you might never be able to get this information. So I'm going to do X-ray on this cobweb duster. First of all, I'm going to run it in, or I already ran it in Magnet. I just want to see some of the high and
related search terms.
Yeah, high-end, highest searched related search terms. Dusters for cleaning, improvements. Cobweb dusters right up there. So this one, if mine is specifically for cobwebs, I'm just going to go with that. Like, let's say there was something else that came up here that had more search volume, and I'd be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to use this one as my main word. But cobweb duster is right up there as one of the top search. So I'm going to stick with it. So now I'm looking for, I'm just going to do 3 for right now that really look like mine that are selling really well. So let's take a look at this. Selling 2,000. No, I'm not picking that one. That was one that Matt said no, and he was right. This one is selling 1,000 units a month. Oh, yes. This one looks like my product. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it, where am I here? I need to start a new Cerebro search. Yeah, I was in the sponsored ad search. Sorry about that. All right. And what else? Something.
No.
That one does. Amazon is not giving us search or sales data, so I'm not sure if this is sales. But yes, this is exactly the kind of product we're looking for. But I really just want to pick the ones that are selling. Oh, here's a couple down here. What do you think?
Looks like it's extendable. Let's pick it.
Let's pick it. All right, we'll do it.
Could work.
All right, that could work. Whoops. Cerebro. Something I shouldn't have. There we go. All right. And something selling around 700. Okay, there we go. There's another one. All right, so there's 3. So I'm going to say these are my biggest competitors because their customers are going to be the same as my customers. And our price points are the same. Their product looks like mine. So if I want to know where are they getting their sales, each of those guys had like, 500 or thousands of sales. 1,000, one had 700, one had like 2,000, I think. So now I'm just going to say, I just want to compare it to something else. So I'm just going to throw something that we didn't have. I'm just going to throw this one, this purple one in there, just as a point of comparison. All right. So I'm going to hit reverse search. All right. Now check this out. What this is doing, or explain to them what this is doing, Matt. I just have these 3 and I had a random product here. What is this going to return to me?
So right now, Cerebro is comparing that ASIN to the other ASINs and pulling all the like terms where those products are showing up in the search results. And then it's going to return all the keywords that are most relevant to all those products. So we can see things like relative rank, the position rank, and how they compare, how that main product compares to all those competing products.
Yeah. So this is, it could be, there's 2,298 words that came up. That means between these 3, there are 2,298 unique keyword phrases that one of these 4 listings is ranked for in the top 306. All right. So this does not help too much. I mean, this is a great set of keywords. Maybe I could put them all in my listing. But again, the point of today's exercise is I want the 5, if I can find 5, most relevant keywords for my product that I need to rank for because they're converting, they're giving sales to my competitors. And that means I need to put these in my title, maybe my bullet points. All right. So I want words that all 3 of these ones are ranking for. So let me just start there. This is not going to be finished. So the words that all 3 of them, wow, look at that. It went from what was it? 2,000 something? I think it was 2,000 something, right? To 424. So that means 1,500 words that only one of these or 2 of these are ranking for, but there's only 424 that all 3 of them rank for. Now I want something that's, at least search for 500 times a month, right? I'm going to hit apply. 28. Wow, we're getting narrower and narrower. Still, this is not 5 words. I want the top 5. So I'm going to say, show me stuff that's from position 1 to, let's say, position 40. The top 2 pages of Amazon, right? Hit apply. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So I'm going to make it even further. What if I wanted only page 1? Boom, 9. So check this out, guys. These are words here that all 3 of my top competitors, the ones who are absolutely crushing it in this market, their average, or I didn't even put the average yet. Let me do that. Let me do 1, 2, 20.
From 9 to 5.
Oh, look at that. And guys, I didn't practice this. Man, Helium 10 is making me look good today. Nostradamus Bradley right here. All right. So what I was trying to say, which I didn't realize I hadn't done, I hadn't whittled it down. I want the average of these 3 to be on page 1. That means if you take the average rank of all of these 3, they're on page 1. So guess what? Why would I want that? These are most likely the keywords that are doing what for these sellers?
That are raking in the sales. So if all these guys are on page 1, there's a very, very good chance that these are the keywords where they're getting a pretty good amount of their sales based on the criteria we put into Cerebro.
Exactly. Now I figured out what I did. I did the wrong thing here where I put this. So let me apply this. And it still opens up. Okay, so here we go. So now I have my list of 5 words. And so let's see why these are so valuable to me. Look at this one. I didn't even think about that one. Ceiling duster. It's not that high, but this is a very narrow niche. All right. So 500 is not that bad.
And for the long poll, that's probably what folks would type in. So we just found a really good keyword for the product that we're looking into.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that. I mean, probably if this was my product, I would have known that, but I've never researched dusters in the past. Maybe this is going to be my new collagen peptides so that John and Lindsay can get me one of those at our next social. But ceiling duster, the competitor rank average is 4. Why is it 4? It is because 1 is ranked number 1, 1 is ranked number 4, and 1 is ranked number 7. So the cumulative average is 4. All right. So yeah, most of their sales are coming from there. Cobweb duster with extension pole. That is a super cool keyword right there. Really laser focus. Only 300 competing products. So if you search this on Amazon, there's only 300 that even come up. Competitor rank average also number 4. So right here, boom, I'm done. 5 minutes. I'm launching this product. I just picked the top 5 keywords. Now, almost everything else I do is going to be around this 5 keywords. How can I make my listing optimized for these keywords? What kind of traffic can I send to searches for this keyword, et cetera, et cetera? There's no guessing. We always had Cerebro as a reverse ASIN. You can just look up one of your competitors. Before, my technique was I would open up 5, 6 different tabs of Cerebro and put them all and export it and then have these formulas go and try and see which ones are. I mean, it was crazy. It would take me hours to do what I literally just did in 5 minutes, which is get the most converting keywords for your product. So I hope that is powerful for you guys if you really understood it. John says he's getting us Amish Amish hats. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's any questions here. This is going back to the index checker. Can we load a bunch of terms we want to check indexing for and check them all at once for an ASIN, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to do a 1. I think I actually did 3 over there when I tested it, but you can do up to 5,000 characters, I believe. But, you have to ask yourself why you're doing so many at once. But, you have 10 phrases, you have 100 phrases, by all means, put them into the index checker. All right, let's see what else here. Oh my goodness. Nicolo says, hi guys, I'm currently comparing competitor ASIN organic keywords rank 1, 2, or 3 with the same competitor ASIN, highest exact search volume sponsored keywords. Then I pick the highest searched he's ranked in, 1, 2, or 3. For those could be the converting ones, right? To use them for my PPC bids. Do you think this could work? You don't know. If you're asking what are his best converting for PPC, there's really nothing that, can tell you that. Now, if for some reason you knew that this person never sends outside traffic to his listing, he never does giveaways on Facebook, he never uses a launch service to do giveaways, and all of his ranking is because of PPC, well, I guess you could kind of say, hey, let me look for what he's throwing sponsored ads at and what he's ranked 1 through 19, or 1 through 16 or 1 through 3, like you said. So that could work, but that would not be a method I would rely on because it means that you would have to know that. So, yeah, there we go. All right. Lindsay wanted to explain that he's at work and she's at school. Okay. So they weren't talking to each other inside their house. So they're at least down the street from each other. So that's good. Let's see. Dan, we might have lost Dan. Dan's like, what did you just do? What was that? What was that? So Dan, if you have any specific questions about that, I think he does actually right up here. What if those keywords had so many searches that you couldn't afford to do a CPR launch on those specific terms? Oh, that's an excellent question. So these ones are obviously pretty okay to do. Let me scroll down. I can't scroll down here, but you could see, 16 giveaways, that's something. But Matt, if this was like, okay, no, I'm not going to do it because I'll take too long. Collagen peptides, right? Some of those words, it's like you got to give away 800. So if you were him and you saw a bunch of stuff that he couldn't afford, what would you, WWMD, what would Matt do? What would Matt do?
And this is a kind of a poor example for your question, but if you had run this on a really highly searched product or something with a ton of demand, and like Bradley said, the CPR giveaways or the amount of products you had to sell or give away to rank on page 1 for that product are too high for your business to sustain or float all that inventory, what I would do is look for a longer tail keyword. So maybe like collagen peptides for men with this, or collagen peptides for men. I would start by finding a long tail keyword that's super hyper relevant to your product. And that keyword should have a lot less demand for it, and also require less giveaways or sold units. Yeah,
I mean, you could go for what you would do. What I would do is I would go into here and put the exact search volume, maybe even less. I mean, this, like Matt said, this is not a good example because it's so low search volume. Watch everybody try and launch a duster, right now. But yeah, I would have put 2,000 maybe, but maybe those words are too rich for me. I would change it to 500 and then just see what people are ranking for, there. So thank you for that question. Let's see, what else do we have here? Lindsay wants to get this trending.
All right.
So Lindsay, get a bumper sticker made. What would Matt do? All right. Excellent. So before we get into any more questions, Matt, a couple announcements, that we normally talk about, like affiliate program.
Yeah, absolutely. If you believe in Helium 10 and you'd like to promote the tools, a good way to pay for your...
We're making this religious here. We got WW, and he's like, I believe in Helium 10.
Yeah, if you want to promote Helium 10 and get paid for your friends signing up, it's a great way to pay for your Helium 10 membership. Go to crushit.online, and Michelle, our affiliate manager, will help you out over there. So crushit.online.
All right. Yes. Hector says giveaways and PPC conversion with a targeted keywords is the same result. It's not. I mean, eventually, it's going to give you similar results. I mean, the point is the same. Like if you convert in PPC for ceiling duster and you're just killing it in PPC, Amazon's going to reward you. If everybody who's searching for ceiling duster without a coupon or with a coupon, or without a sponsored ad, I'm sorry, orders your product through a giveaway that use a launch service or a Facebook ad, yeah, you're going to get rewarded for it. The second way is actually a little bit faster, but I know tons of people who have never done giveaways and they're crushing it because they are PPC kings, PPC, what's the word I'm looking for? Savants, and so they have their campaigns and they got to unlock where they don't even have to do giveaways. They just hit the PPC hard and yeah, they get to page one eventually for that. All right. Let's see if we can do just a couple questions here because we went way over time.
While you're looking for a few more questions, something I do want to mention, our social media manager, Gabby, she's going to be doing some awesome things on Instagram. So I'm curious how many of you who are on right now or watching the replay, how many of you are on Instagram and if you're following our Instagram page yet. So if you're not, now would be a great time to jump on board and follow us. We're going to be doing a lot of behind the scenes things on Instagram, really cool videos and doing some fun takeovers too. So that's going to be a fun way to see kind of what goes on behind the scenes and find out some new Amazon related things.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. I want, and this goes for everybody on the replay. I don't care if you're watching this, or probably I wouldn't say 3 weeks from now because we're going to maybe do the drawing next week, but I just came up with this right now. So we're finally getting caught up with shipping out the shirts for the people who have bought the shirt who have won the shirts, like Lindsay and a couple others out there. We finally got a new employee here who's going to be taking care of that today. So now we're going to start doing, those contests again. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to show that you're following Helium 10 on Instagram. Screenshot your phone or take a picture of the computer and post it as a reply here. And then Matt, you or I, before the next episode, let's go back. And again, if you're watching this in the replay, this doesn't expire. Go ahead and do this. Just show that you're following us on Instagram, and you'll be entered for the next drawing for a free Helium 10 shirt. Sound good?
Done.
All right,
let's
awesome.
Do it.
Let's see. What else do we have to go over? We didn't have a question of the day. Do we have any international? We usually do this at the beginning. I saw somebody, I believe, from Australia. What time is it in Australia? Like 6 a.m. over there? Mary Lily, if you're still on, where are you from? Karen Lee is from Australia, from Noosa. I have never heard of that place. All right. Oh, somebody who wants to see the view of California. Where was that? Lawrence was like, blinds are down. We can't see the great view. Yeah, the blind or the light outside kind of messes up our view here. So let us know, guys, any other questions before we're going to hit all the questions next time. We're going to dedicate it to 20 questions that we get from helium10.com/questions. All the questions we did today were live. We have Anna from Poland. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. One of my good friends who's an Amazon seller is from Poland. Michael, I don't know if Michael's watching. Nicolo is Italian.
John's out of here. John, see ya. Thank you, sir. We'll see you next time.
Ying is from Perth, Australia. Welcome. John is taking off. All right. 8:30 a.m. in Australia. So thank you for that. So actually, yeah, if we did it at 10 a.m. like normal, she might not have been able to join. Yeah, sorry about the time again, guys. Today we had something else going on this morning, so that's why we had to move it. But next week we'll be back at 10. This Thursday we'll be on at 3 p.m. So now, guys, for those of you who are free users or you're not even a Helium 10 user, we have a special code for you that's only available on our broadcast, and it might expire within the next couple hours. I'm not sure 100%. We had told them to set it up that it expires tomorrow, but I don't know if you guys remember, we had some hate mail 2 weeks ago from it wasn't the Scribbles 1 code, it was the Peptides 1 code. We're like, we tried to get on and it was closed. You guys are false advertising. Like, guy, we have to close, these. We don't want them, completely getting out. So if you want to make sure you get on it, just go ahead and sign up right now. It's 50% off your first month Helium 10 membership. So that could save you $50 to technically $100, right? Or $50 to $100. That's saving you, because a lot of the features that I just showed you are only available in the paid version. So I want you guys to really be able to take this stuff for a test drive. So please, right now, if you are not on a diamond or platinum plan, take advantage of this code that I'm about to give out, because I want you guys to really test drive this stuff. And at the end of the month, you think that, oh, it's not worth your money or it wasn't worth this price, let me know on Facebook. I'd love to talk to you one-on-one, because I have not found one person that says it's not worth it yet.
Nancy said, hate mail for me too. Nancy, keep us honest. We might have messed up on that code. So that one could have been our fault. But this one. But
that's why this, if you just want to make sure that it's going to work, just do it like right away. And then don't wait until tonight, thinking that you have 24 hours,
This one is code HALLOWIN.
Right,
so
let me see if I have this right. HALLOWIN, right?
Kind of like Halloween, but a little different. Halloween.
All right. So guys, right here, 50% off first month. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably too late, because this is only going to be available today. So make sure to sign up now. 50% off your first month. All right. So Jolene says, sent a question with a submit. Perfect. We'll get to that next time if you did it at helium10.com questions. So we will get to that next time. And we have Jill from New Zealand here. Excellent. I don't think we've had New Zealand on here before. Minnesota. Awesome. Awesome. And what else? Yeah, make sure to watch the replay, Jana. We had some really cool nuggets, I think. So guys, thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys on Thursday, 3 p.m. Keep on crushing it.
See you Thursday.